Hi everybody, it's Tristan from World English School, and today we're going to read a Caldecott honor book called The Stinky Cheese Man and Other Fairly Stupid Tales. This book includes the stories Chicken Lickin', The Really Ugly Duckling, The Tortoise and the Hare, Cinderrumpelstiltskin, Little Red Running Shorts, Jack's Bean Problem, and much, much more. And this is by Jon Scieszka and Lane Smith. This is a good book, and I'm going to read, I think I'm not going to read everything for you. I think what I'm going to do is read to you my favorite one, which is called The Really Ugly Duckling. So let's see, is it really page 16? Let's see if it is. Look, it says, this is weird, isn't it? Let's see if it's on page 16. Here it is, this is it. Okay, this is one of my favorites. Alright. So do you know the story of the really ugly duckling? You know, it's about the little duckling that grew up to be a beautiful swan, right? Whereas in this story we're going to see a little bit of a different situation. So let's see what it says. The Really Ugly Duckling. Once upon a time there was a mother duck and a father duck who had 7 baby ducklings. 6 of them were regular looking ducklings. The 7th was a really ugly duckling. Everyone used to say, "Nice looking bunch of ducklings, all except that one. Boy, he's really ugly." That really ugly duckling heard these people, but he didn't care. He knew that one day he would probably grow up to be a swan and be bigger and look better than anything in the pond. That's a really ugly duckling. What crazy. Look at all these regular looking ducks. Alright, so what happens? Remember, in the regular story he grows up to be a beautiful swan. Well, as it turned out, he was just a really ugly duckling. And he grew up to be just a really ugly duck. The end. Isn't that funny? I like that story. I like his 2 front teeth and stuff. That's that story. Okay, let's read one more. I really like these stories. So these are all like jokes on traditional fairy tales. Alright, what else have we got here? Another one that I like is... How about... I don't know, let's just start from the beginning. No, you know what? You know what I like? I like Jack's Bean Problem. Let's try that one. Is that after the Frog Prince? It's after the Ugly Duckling, I think. Jack's Bean Problem. Here it is. This is a good one. Alright. Jack's Bean Problem. This is based on Jack and the Beanstalk. Forget that hen. Now it's time for the best story in the whole book. My story. Because once upon a time I traded our last cow for 3 magic beans and... Hey, Giant. What are you doing down here? You're wrecking my whole story. I don't like that story, said the Giant. You always trick me. That's the best part, said Jack. Fee, fi, fum, fory. I have made my own story. Great rhyme, Giant, and I'm sure your story is just as good, but there's no room for it. So why don't you climb back up the beanstalk? I'll be up in a few minutes to steal your gold and your singing harp. I'll grind your bones to make my bread. I knew you'd understand, and there's another little thing that's been bugging me. Could you please stop talking in uppercase letters? It really messes up the page. I will read my story now, said the Giant. And he did. So they're having a little argument. Alright. This is the Giant story. Okay. The end of The Evil Stepmother said, I'll huff and snuff and give you 3 wishes. The beast changed into 7 dwarfs, happily ever after, for a spell had been cast by a wicked witch once upon a time. That's your story? Said Jack. You've got to be kidding. That's not a fairly stupid tale. That's an incredibly stupid tale. That's an unbelievably stupid tale. That is the most stupid tale I ever... Ack! The Giant grabbed Jack and dragged him to the next page. Alright, and this is the one I wanted to read. Jack's story. Once upon a time, there was a giant. The giant squeezed Jack and said, Tell me a better story, or I will grind your bones to make my bread. And when your story is finished, I will grind your bones to make my bread anyway. Ho, ho, ho. The giant laughed an ugly laugh. Jack thought, He'll kill me if I do, he'll kill me if I don't. There's only one way to get out of this. Jack cleared his throat, and then he began his story. Once upon a time there was a giant. The giant squeezed Jack and said, Tell me a better story, or I'll grind your bones to make my bread. And when your story is finished, I will grind your bones to make my bread anyway. Ho, ho, ho. The giant laughed an ugly laugh. Jack thought, he'll kill me if I do, he'll kill me if I don't. There's only one way to get out of this. Jack cleared his throat and then began his story. Once upon a time there was a giant. The giant squeezed Jack and said, tell me a better story. I will grind your bone. And it goes on and on and on. And that's the whole story. This book is called, when it says Fairly Stupid Tales, it really means a stupid tales. It's really stupid, but I really love it. It's a really good book. I read this as a kid too, and yeah. I don't think I'll read another one. I'll let you read it if you can find it at your library or anything like that, if you can buy it. It's a good book, really good book. And I love the illustrations too. These author and illustrator are really good at what they do. And there's no book like this, is there? Look at the chicken on the back. What is this join down here? This is ugly. Who is this ISBN guy? This is the ISBN code. Who will buy this book anyway? Over 50 pages of nonsense, and I'm only in 3 of them. Blah, 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 blah. All the way to the end. That's Chicken from... Chicken Lickin' from the Sky is Falling story. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed. I didn't read everything, but I read a couple of them, and I hope you enjoyed it. So this is called The Stinky Cheese Man and Other Fairly Stupid Tales. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.